I can't see your screen.
Alrighty. Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Are we back live yet or no? We are. Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry about the technical issues. Been having some internet connectivity problems the last few days. Hopefully that won't continue in the coming weeks. But Larry he's wondering if the snow has something to do with it. It's possible. But either way, we're back. Austin Munn ended up being our winner of that first round.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah. I went over and I was talking to him a little bit about.
Hey, Danny, you are not muted, by the way.
All right.
But yeah, no, I was
Now,
thoroughly enjoying that Kiki deck. Did you talk to him about some of the play differences you could have made?
That was a really terrible time for the internet to cut out, man, because that was a really interesting, exciting match. Very close. But yeah, I went over and caught the tail end of it. And Austin ended up establishing a little bit of a Kiki, just kind of value lock. He kept apparitioning everything and just kind of took over. But yeah, so Austin into the 1-0 bracket. Hopefully he keeps having success. Always a cool deck. And now our next two players here, are both, I believe, 1-0. And who our competitors will be. I'm excited. Get back to some magic. But yeah, so players are shuffling up here. Is that Noah? I can't tell. Is that Noah? Mr. Heisinger there?
It might be. His shuffling mannerism definitely looks like Noah. Or it could be Kyle Montgomery.
Kyle's not Noah here. Yeah. There we go. And Noah's playing the Creativity Titan deck, which I believe Caleb Durward played at the last NRG event, if I remember correctly. And he's playing against Quentin Raider on Hammer Time.
I got to watch Noah play this deck on Saturday at the Store Championship.
Yeah.
And it was quite impressive. I think you're going to really enjoy this deck, Steven. This is at the heart of it, it's a control deck, but it top ends at Titan and just continues to go off with like Valakuts.
It seems to me a lot like the deck in Historic, the Jeskai, the Opus combo deck, because the Opus combo deck at its heart is also just pretty much a control deck. Was pretty much a control deck. I don't know. I think the deck kind of fell out of favor since the banning of Brainstorm in Historic, but the deck's just a deck with a bunch of removal spells and interactive spells, and then bam, you get comboed out of nowhere, and it's just hard to fight through that stuff. That's why Twin was good for so long, was just being able to kind of be either a tempo or a control deck, and then just randomly combo people is a strong strat.
So I think Noah's actually his deck might be a little too slow for Hammer Time, but I think
Is he playing
I
bolts?
can't remember off the cuff. I think it.
Okay.
I remember there's quite a few prismatic endings, but I don't know if they were
Well, Noah was
cycled
on the
or not.
play, so that's a big start. How good is Quentin's hand is the question. I see a Saga. I see, okay, a fetch land. I know there's a courtyard over there. There's an Ornithopter.
Okay. So
Did
this
he just
is
play Ornithopter and say go?
yeah. So this is a very bad hand by Quentin.
Yeah, I was about to say, yikes, that ain't it. That's the kind of hands I want my hammer opponents keeping every time.
And I
No,
believe this was a keep on 7, I think.
six. It was six. He mulliganed once.
Okay. As you know, I'm quite the experienced hammer player.
Yep.
I mulligan to 5 and 4 regularly with the deck.
Yeah, I mean you have to, man. When I played the deck 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did the same thing. It really annoyed me a lot. I hated it, but I knew I had to do it. You can't keep bad hands.
I don't even think it's that bad. The deck mulligans extremely well.
That's
It
fair.
needs
It didn't
it
mulligan that
needs
well when
3
I played
cards.
it. Well, I didn't find the 3 cards. That's why I
Yeah,
hate Tron, bro. When you don't find it, you can only mulligan so low. You
but you
only
know what?
look
And
for
that's another reason that I'm of the opinion I've voiced my opinion on Hammer Time. I think it's a touch overplayed. If it
yeah,
wasn't so popular in the meta, I would still be playing it because it would have less hate.
yeah,
But since it's so
uh-huh.
popular, it's hated out so efficiently. And then
Yeah.
when you have hands like
It is.
Quitten's playing right now, this is probably going to look very embarrassing for the Hammer Time deck.
Yep. This is not a good. This is a very embarrassing Ornithopter. Ornithopter looks like hot garbage
Where
when you play it like this. But to be
where if
fair,
you play this in a like that Ornithopter in like the Affinity Shell, that's 1 mana.
right? But here, who knows? Maybe Quentin has like Sigarda's aid plus hammer on this turn or something. Maybe he'll draw the aid. Who knows?
Possibly.
Here comes
But
that.
if he had the aid, he would have played it on turn 1 to be
Yeah.
mana efficient.
Yep. So he
Oh,
would have had to top deck it.
okay. So he has
Now,
kept this hand solely on the back of Urza Saga.
yikes! You can't do that.
No.
You
Urza
can't do that.
Saga is a very powerful card. It is a very medium card in this deck.
Yep.
The
It's certainly
constructs don't get
medium
nearly
right
as
now.
big as like in Affinity, for example. They're like 10/10s when you start
Yep.
making them.
For sure.
In this deck, they're 3/3s. They're 4/4s. Like, will that go the distance? Sure, but it's not nearly as impressive as just going Sigarda's Aid, Colossus Hammer, dead you.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you don't like. If he had an aid, at least the saga could go get a.
Oh wow!
Bounce your saga.
Noah says he said you kept a bad hand. I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna put you into the Stone Age with this Teferi.
Yeah, yeah. I would be unless Quentin top decks Sigarda's aid. This game is probably very over. Oh, he might have top decked an aid though. I think I see it in his hand. We'll see. There's some kind of white card over there. Can't tell exactly what it is. Quentin trying to figure out what to do here. But yeah, this has been a really embarrassing start for Hammer Time. This ain't it. Ain't it? Had to mulligan lower with this one.
But I mean, but that's and Quentin is. I'm not gonna say he hasn't played nearly as long as you and I have.
Yeah.
However,
Here's,
the mulliganing is a skill, and it's a hard
Yes.
skill to learn. You
Yep.
gotta know when to just ship it back. You gotta.
Here's another play. Oh, interesting. Okay, here's another play I didn't love from Quentin, by the way. I see hammers in his hand, so I would have liked to see him play this pure steel the turn he could have deployed a hammer and tried to equip it immediately. Because if this gets prismatic ending, yeah, exactly. That's the problem with
You know what that play was? That was a. First of all, he should have played the Saga again. He just should have put the Saga down. Start going off on Sagas. He's already committed to the plan. The Teferi just said, "I'm gonna delay it," but you should have just said, "Okay, I accept the fact that I got stopped for a turn. I'm gonna play Saga, Chapter 1, play a hammer, play an
Yeah.
Esper Sentinel, pass it off." But
Yep.
that pure steel paladin, that was just all greed. Like
I know.
you like that is very clear. Noah got a very clear image of what Quentin's hand was.
Yeah.
It was 1 to 2 hammers.
Well, this game's over. Noah's about to prime time. Here it comes. Boom. Titan.
Bang.
Titan. Can we go to the next one,
And
please?
he actually he's already at the requisite 5 mountains. He's gonna grab a second Valakut and grab a Dwarven Mine. Oh, he's grabbing a steam vents. He's like, no, let's clean the man up a little bit more. Bang, 6 damage. Pow pow. Both your creatures.
He's just like, let's get this over with, please. Let's get this over with, please. On to game 3, please, or game 2 rather. But yeah, this was just honestly embarrassing. These kind of games make Hammer look like a joke. But yes, Quentin should have definitely mulliganed further. That was the key here.
7 cards for a medium hand is not what you want,
Nope.
especially when you're on the draw. Your draw being on, there's a big difference for hammer time when you're
Oh,
on the play versus the draw.
Now, I will say, and I actually think I'm going to stream this deck this week because this is a deck I actually would not mind playing. Is the Dark Confidant version of Hammer Time with the main deck Thought Seizes. I'm pretty interested in that deck. One, that's more my style, and 2, I actually think it's pretty good, and it gives you even more longevity than the other versions have, and it's a little less all in, which I kind of like. So that's kind of cool from Quentin. But yeah, again, not a hand we should have kept.
Well, I know. I believe I saw Will Kruger's list, and he's not doing the
He's not.
confidants. He's doing just the red, but or not the
Oh,
red.
is he on? Is he on red now? He at
No,
the
no,
NRG.
he's on Orzhov, but he's just using the black strictly for sideboard, I believe.
Yep, and he was a lot more all in. He was playing the 2/2 that equips the hammer or whatever when it enters and all that.
Outfitter, a classic.
Yes. That's not the way I personally want to play hammer, but I get it. I mean, you know,
definitely a little bit more all in. You're absolutely
Will
right.
definitely knows the deck better than I do too. But I know that from my personal like play style, I would want to play the Dark Confidant.
And from my play style, if we're committing to that's a pretty big commitment to go core outfitter. Like it really is. I think I would if I was in Will's shoes, I would play just Mardu at that point.
Sure. Okay.
Let's make my mana base a little bit worse, but I mean I fetches to clean it up. That's really not an issue, right? And I would play Magnetic Thefts.
Okay.
I think Magnetic Theft is a much stronger card than Core Outfitter.
Makes sense. It's like the same thing. It's same effect, but it's an instant speed and a mana cheaper, right?
Yeah, and I know some people argue and you know, they wouldn't be wrong that you can go hammer on 1, outfitter on 2, equip the hammer, and you can win that game. I've won many games like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's very slow and very very much more all in on the hammer.
It's also very awkward because if you play a hammer on turn 1, anyone who knows the archetype, who's a student of the format, knows you have the outfitter. So if they have the answer, they're just going to kill it with the trigger on the stack, and then you just have a hammer in play doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really awkward. Although, you know, you're a Lurrus deck, so you can, you know, on the following turn, put the Lurrus in your hand, and then later try it again. So maybe that's the idea behind it. I don't know.
Yeah, it is, but it's not necessarily the best.
No, it doesn't. Let me put it this way: it doesn't strike my fancy, and it sounds like it doesn't really strike yours either. I'd much rather play a Dark Confidant.
I speak from experience when I don't. I've lost many games just trying to cast Core Outfitter.
That's fair. That's fair. In a format where the deck was like a lot less hated on too.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't have to deal with Fury, Solitude.
This is before we had Solitude.
Yeah, Solitude, Fury. Yeah, things have changed a little bit.
A little bit.
Since last year, but yeah, no, for sure. I hear what you're saying. So the player's shuffling up here. Quentin needs to keep a better hand, man. That was honestly
embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say it was pathetic. That was an absolute pounding. Noah's deck did its thing, and Quentin's didn't even. Quentin's played an 0-2. You know?
Well, it was the most powerful creature in Magic, but
just
didn't show
it. It can be. It can look
great. I mean, pound for pound. Ornithopter costs 0 mana.
Pound for pound.
If you add a point of power for every mana, you go to 6. It's a 6/8. Titan, still a 6/6.
That's true. All right, but either way,
who cares?
We need to see a better hand here. Quentin's deck needs to perform better for
And
sure.
this creativity deck is I think Noah makes this deck look just absolutely spectacular. Noah loves to play
Yeah,
mid-range derpy piles, but he
yeah,
also likes to play some Titans. This deck
yep.
just fits his play style perfectly.
And Noah top eight it. Did Noah top eight the Sword Champs this weekend?
With that deck, yes, went
Okay, that's what I
undefeated.
thought. Okay, was
He
that on
the
Sunday or
It was on
Saturday?
Saturday. It was on Saturday. Yeah.
What? How did he do on Sun? What did he play on Sunday? Did he play Tron?
Uh, I believe he just played Titan and he got squashed.
He got squashed. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I wasn't sure how well he did, or Saturday I was focused on the arena open, and then Sunday I was doing the commentary, so I really didn't get to follow
Yeah, I think
everybody as
I
much as
think
I'd like to.
most players that did very well on Saturday did not do very well on Sunday, but that's just the nature of the game sometimes. I lost my
Yeah, I
winning
mean
game
that's
twice, so I mean, classic Andrew Walters.
you were middle of the road all weekend. you
Ti-
kept it
I
you
was
kept it
within
500
top
all weekend.
16 both events. Kept it right
Yeah,
where it
and
needed
you
to
know,
be.
some would argue that that's better than top eighting and then getting squashed. But the issue is, did you get anything for those top 16s? Was there
I got a Coco
okay?
and
Well,
I got some store credit. So
congratulations to
thank
you.
you. I appreciate that. And this is again a very bad hand.
Yeah, Quentin's just yeah. This ain't great.
I
This ain't great. This is one of those
so
games where if you're Noah, you walk away from the table and you go, yeah, that wasn't very good testing. That's what I'd be thinking to myself. Yeah, that was.
so
I wish I'd have stayed home tonight and
and
played
I
more.
hope there are some players who are like new players either watch the replay of this or players watching right now uh can learn a thing or two from this because this is a classic non-game for Hammer.
Yeah, it's egregious.
And the reason and all if Quentin has the hammer in hand, he should have played it turn one. But clearly, again on turn two, his play is Urza Saga. So
And the
he's
second
just declaring to
Ornithopter.
his opponent that this is my game plan. So if Noah has any way to disrupt that saga, which we all know, Deck's main board hate for Saga nowadays.
We all know. You ain't wrong. Is that oh, that's a hard evidence. Well, I'll tell you what. Noah doesn't care about Quentin's plan
No, he
because
doesn't.
Noah has his own plan up his sleeve here.
You know what? Noah's thinking to
Krabby.
himself, sure. Put your saga on chapter two. This Mem Knight's not doing any damage. I basically time walked you and got a clue. Inkmoth is a little scary, I'll be honest.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
You know
Quentin's
what though?
mana
If
though
I
is
had the
even.
spreading seas, I'd still spreading seas that thing before I spreading seas the saga.
I guess. Yeah. I'll tell you what. What is this? Yeah, Noah just confidently saying no blocks.
Yeah, sure.
I can hear it. Yeah. Why?
But you know what?
I don't even.
If you're
I don't even
attacking with a
understand
zero
yet.
power ornithopter, you gotta tell him to taste it.
Yeah.
Just get
Okay.
bang, taste it.
Oh my god. I guess I'm just not an ornithopter master.
No,
I don't know
I
when
will
to
tell.
swing for
So
zero.
no, Quentin's attacking for zero at the wrong time. You attack for zero when there's a cigar date in play. You
Yes,
attack
then it makes sense.
every single turn with that ornithopter. It doesn't matter if you have it or not.
Yep.
And because
Strike it rich.
you want to represent that you have the hammer at all times.
Noah's getting rich.
Dude, Strike It Rich is so good.
Yep, it is. And
He's
Noah.
got
All right, so it looks like Noah might not have the creativity, or maybe he does, and he's just trying to set up a big creativity next turn.
he need creativity in order to go off. It's 4 mana. It's a 4 mana commitment. So
That is
next
fair.
turn the creativity will pop. That is
And
a cool looking
and if he
construct
has
right there.
if he has an untapped land, he can go off for 2 and get 2 Titans.
I think I see a Shattering Spree in Noah's hand. That's a path in his hand at the very least. Oh, and so Quint just goes, I'm gonna float mana. and then crack
What?
those. So
Yeah, I don't know, man.
it makes the Urza Saga gameplay that much worse.
I know. No, I'm watching, man, and it's a drum because he needs color,
So
man. This is embarrassing. This is terrible, dude. This hurts to watch.
so if he had this is the line, Steven. This is the line, okay? If he has a land, he goes land, pure steel, hammer, animate ink moth, animate or equip the hammer, then animate ink moth again and swing for 11, and then Noah just paths it. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
There it
Here we go.
is.
There's the hammer.
Well, he gets to draw a card at least.
You never equip a garbage card. You don't. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
The number
So
of
now
times I'm screaming at the screen when people go, equip this pure steel palette. It's like, don't make that card the bait.
Now the Ornithopter loses flying, correct?
Correct. Noah could just snap off a block here. He's
Yeah,
debating
that's-
if he wants to just.
Take
He could
the
block.
damage. You could also
but
just
this
take the damage.
This
kind of fun.
people need to understand about hammer time. It's infect, but it's like
Yeah.
it kills you at 20 instead of the 10 for infect.
Yeah. Except sometimes it's infect. It's literal infect
Yeah,
with ink
sometimes.
moth.
Sometimes
sometimes it kills you.
killing you. Yeah, it's killing you in one swing. If you aren't dead, don't block.
Yeah.
There's no Sigardizade in play. There's nothing to fear. Sigardizade's in play. You start shaking in your boots.
Yep.
And why didn't Quentin attack with the construct?
I don't know. I'm very
that thing
confused.
Is a 6/6? Yes.
Noah. Yeah, Noah took the damage. Yeah, Quentin could have literally forced a block had
he could have literally. He literally could have forced lethal.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But what I do know is Quentin in some dire straits at the moment here.
It may look like Noah is at a disadvantage here. I don't think it is. I think Noah may have done a minor misplay because I think I saw a path in his hand. I might be wrong, but if he does have a path in hand, he should have pathed the pure steel paladin
Pure steel.
At the end of combat.
I agree. You know what? I think Noah's just trying to combo him here.
Yeah. Oh, this is definitely a creativity. This could be a creativity for 2.
Exactly. Yeah, he's going to get 2 Titans, which I'm not doing the math right now, but
that's a clean board
lethal?
wipe. It's not
Okay.
It's not dead, but it's a clean board wipe.
There is a hammer attached to the construct, so would it be able to kill that? I suppose it doesn't matter, really.
No, you couldn't kill the construct, but you can just block it. Noah's not in as great a shape as we're saying he is, but he's not in nearly as bad a shape.
Yeah, the Shattering Spree, he could like Shattering Spree for 3 and then path. Blow up the drum, the construct, and I guess you blow up the hammer, and then you don't even have to path. You could just wait. I think that's what I might do if I were in Noah's position.
I think Noah's counting to see what 2 Titans can do.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's creativity. X equals 2. Bang, bang.
Yeah, okay. So what can 2 Titans do? How good are 2 Titans going to be?
There's one Titan.
He'll find another one. Yeah, I don't know how good 2 Titans are going to be either. I'd imagine pretty good, but...
Noah sloppily fumbling his deck on the table.
Yeah, this is rough.
Unbelievable. Right. Okay. He's like 2 Titans. Bang, bang. Alright. And I think we go for...
So we currently have 4 mountains in play.
Double Valakut.
Double Valakut and 2 mountains. Yeah. Oh, because that gives you blockers. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I might be wrong. I'm not as experienced with the Titan decks as Noah is.
Sure.
Yep. Okay, so double Valakut. Now what's the other 2? Well, that's just Stomping Ground. That's a Sacred Foundry. Okay, well. I'm not sure on that one. So we got...
I don't really understand. Yeah, kill the 4. Kill the
He's board
4
wipe.
non-constructs. So we still have a huge construct.
And that is now a 13 power creature.
Yep. All right, Mighty Leap off the top. Let's go.
Pure Steel. If it's Pure Steel, the game's over. Or no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, because it loses.
If it's a land in hand, it's over. He could play land, animate Ink Moth, equip, and then reanimate.
Reanimate. Yep. Well, it doesn't look like that's what he has. Very interesting. See, I almost, because of being dead to that scenario, if I were in Noah's position, I think it was a much safer play to go Shattering Spree, the Hammer, the Construct, and the Drum, and then leave up the path.
Does he have the Spree in hand? Have we confirmed
He
that?
does. He does. It was confirmed. Danny told us there is indeed a Spree over there.
Yeah, so he could have spreed for 4 and just clean it up.
He could have done that. I would have personally gone Spree for 3, leave my treasure available to path if I need to, but also just leave it for the Indomitable Creativity later if I want it. But fortunately for Noah, he didn't get punished. But I mean, like you said, if Quentin just has a land, he won. So Noah definitely exposed himself a little bit.
And Noah, again, much more familiar with this deck than I am. I would have at least gone 1 Dwarven Mine to use a chump blocker.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was just
the mana choice is a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this where Quentin picks the cards up? I think it might be where I pick the cards up.
Yeah. Well, he's picking those cards up, that's for sure, and putting them firmly in his graveyard.
This Titan is coming in.
It is. It's coming in rather hot.
Baby. Grab another Valakut, Noah. Do it. Bang.
Yeah, bang, bang.
15 you.
But yeah, it's not to say Noah is playing badly, but I do think that was a bit.
And then he fetches to get
bit of a greedy play. Yeah. Not this turn, obviously, but I think he should have Shattering Spreed last turn and played a little more patiently. Things worked out for him, but they definitely could have fallen apart.
I think you play 100 games in that scenario, and I think you get punished well above the, I would say well above the 40% margin on that. There's a lot of things that can go wrong
bad.
on that.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's a horrible rate. I don't want to play.
If there was a Shadow Spear off the top, or a tutor to get Shadow Spear, you get punished. If he drew
because then you have to block with both Titans.
If it's land, Pure Steel, you get punished. If it's Zagardazade Hammer, you get punished. There's just a lot of things that can just punish you. A lot of 2-card combinations.
Yeah, which is why I definitely would have liked to see the Shatter Spree for 3, leave up path. I think that's the safest play there. It covers so many bases, and then you can just do the Titan thing on the following turn, and then it's pretty much impossible to lose the game.
Yeah. And those are some sweet-looking Hushburners.
Sure
that card, big fan. Okay, and there we see Quentin took out 2 Confidants, which, yeah, that seems reasonable. And he took out Cranial Plating. Now, I'll tell you my opinion on Cranial Plating Hammer Time. That card's garbage.
Okay.
Absolute garbage.
Absolute garbage.
So, as a man who loves a Cranial Plating, that card is like buffing your creatures by like 4 in Hammer Time. You're never going to be killing them with that Cranial Plating. Just focus on plan A. Bonk them.
Man, oh man.
But what do I know?
Yeah, that's fair, dude. That is fair. So that'll do it here for round 2. Yeah, what do you think of Hammer Time right now, Andrew? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I think I talked to several people over the weekend that asked my opinion on it. I think it is a very powerful deck. It's very easy to play.
Yeah.
So a lot of people pick it up because it's a hard deck to play correctly. But it also it's getting hated on a lot. So if you are not, practiced with the deck, you can get punished pretty quickly and pretty hard.
Yeah.
And
Makes
so
sense.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, obviously people saw I was playing Affinity this weekend. I think that deck is, I'm not going to say better positioned, um, but
You just love your artifacts.
if you
It's
want
hard
to play a
hard to
deck that
get.
gets hated out by artifact enchantment hate, which Hammer's the same thing. Hammer gets hated out by the same cards
Yeah.
Affinity does. For to a certain point. But
Yeah.
Affinity plays a large amount of cards and draws a lot of cards. So
Okay.
it can find your answers more efficiently to the bad cards,
Yeah.
but also
Yep.
because it plays so many cards, your opponent can't answer everything usually.
Makes sense.
But like Hammer can lose to a single copy of Force of Vigor. So I mean,
Yep, that makes sense.
but I
Yep.
mean, for
I've
those
been
who
there.
watched yesterday on camera, I got blown out to a Force of Vigor. So, but
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna win that match either way on a mulligan to 5. So,
No.
no.
No way.
But I think Hammer Time is I think if you're going to a competitive tournament and you are competent with the deck, it is a good choice.
Yep. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, it sounds like we're going to break here. We'll be back probably in around 20-ish minutes for round 3. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and stay tuned for round 3.
Danny. Donnie, I know you can hear me. He's got me. Did Call of Duty's update come out today? Oh, we're still. Oh, my bad.
What up, dude? Nice.
Why'd
Nice.
you bring the Switch?
Glad I did. All the power issues and shit. During between rounds, I played a little bit. This is what I've been doing.
Did you get my permission?
No.
That's fucked up, bro. You gotta get my permission.
Yeah.
Creativity Titan.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's good. He won.
Is it the best deck in the format?
I don't think so.
The anxiety among adults are rising as experts.
Oh, we're not muted? Well, I know I'm not. I didn't know we were live. I unmuted intentionally so we'd be ready. Oh!
You're not muting again, Steven?
Apparently not. I got yelled at for not muting. Danny's the mute police today. Well, I know one of these players. We got Vale coming up, and we know what Vale's playing.
Looks like
Vale's
Vale
playing-
and Alex Sweetic.
Oh, nice. Vale is playing a spicy Kavu Predator Naya deck. Has been playing it for a few weeks. Has beaten me twice with it.
Let me get him settled.
If it is Alex Sweetic, he is a known Ponza player. That's all he does. The red-green mid-range piles.
And that looks like a stomping ground, so I think we're well on track for some Ponzaing.
But if I remember, if he's playing what he played on Sunday, he's playing Karnza.
Karnza.
Looks like
Interesting.
Vale. That's a Temple Garden, if I'm not mistaken, secret layer.
It is. Vale is playing
Oh,
Naya.
He's playing that brew he was on.
Yep, he's been on
gosh.
it for the last 4 weeks. Yep, the Kavu Predator, Ragavan, Dragon Rage Channeler,
Ooh, who's are these?
Bauble, Fiery Justice. There's a lot of very interesting stuff going on in Quentin's deck, but I'll tell you what, it's good against Hammer. I don't know how good it's going to be against Ponza. I lost to Quentin with blue-white control last week because I couldn't hit a verdict in 35 cards, but nonetheless, it's a sweet deck. Sweet deck.
It looks like Vale accidentally hit our camera. How rude.
Unbelievable.
Who's are these?
Logan Bunners. He didn't show up, so I'll just hold him until he show up. Card or something. Alrighty. Players looking at their sixes here.
It's round 3.
It is. Oh, and it's actually Mason, and he's on Scape Ship. I thought I saw a Search for Tomorrow in hand.
Ooh, I love me some Scape Shift. I played a lot of that back in the day.
Are both these players 2-0, Danny? Is this our 2-0 bracket at the moment? I know they came from table 8, so just confirming that they're 2-0. I believe they are, but Danny's giving me confirmation on that right now. One moment. 1-1. They're both 1-1, so they're fighting for their F&M, or should I say M&M lives. Their M&M lives. Looks like Vale stepped away from the table. I don't know if there's a judge question or what's going on. Mason mulling to 5, resolving that mull to 5. Okay, there we go. And Vale definitely has a copy of Fiery Justice in hand. Pretty good with Kavu Predator. For those who don't know what Kavu Predator does, it's a 2/2 trample for 2. Whenever your opponent gains life, you put that many counters on the Predator. So Fiery Justice deals 5, divided as you choose for Naya mana, and then they gain 5 life. So the idea is you play a Kavu Predator on turn 2, and then on turn 3 you Fiery Justice, making it a 7/7 trampler. It's pretty filthy. It's pretty disgusting.
Seems filthy.
It's not nice. It's not nice. Also made Shadow Spear on a construct very awkward when I was playing Hammer Time. I did not appreciate it. Okay, there's certainly a Tarmogoyf over there. Mason's going to have a really hard time dealing with a card like Tarmogoyf. Scapeshift doesn't typically deal with, Goyf very well. It's one of the better threats against them.
It's a little bit bigger than a bolt.
Yep, Mason looking at a bolt in hand right now, too.
Well, Bolt would kill Tarmogoyf right now.
Oh, would it? Oh, wow. That's really awkward for Vale. Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
Not anymore. Mason may have missed that. Just assumed Bolt didn't kill it. Maybe that's what Vale thought, too. I don't know. Players, I guess, just not quite paying attention in that spot. Probably Vale might have just had to deploy the threat and just hoped.
Mm-hmm.
But, because I think Vale is another Goyf anyway, so even if the first one would have died, Vale could have then deployed a second one, which would have been like a 4/5, but it still would have been a really bad loss for Vale. Would have lost a lot of pressure. But anyway, looks like Mason gonna draw. Has certainly at least a forest here. Oh, does Mason has a prismatic ending? I think. Oh, Explorer. That's a pretty good reason to be Naya Scapeshift is prismatic ending. That's actually awesome.
He is gonna be able to deal with this Goyf after all.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. Looks like Goyf is dealt with, but he's down to 1 card in hand.
He is, and maybe it wasn't a bolt. Maybe I didn't see it correctly. Nope, it's a Primeval Titan.
Okay.
It's a prime time, so Mason just needs to rip a land here. If Mason rips a land, I don't like the fetch
disagree
there.
with this fetch.
Yep, I agree. Yep, me too. You don't want to thin the deck here because the land is perfect. Any land in the deck other than Valakut there is perfect. So pretty undisciplined fetch. This is a case where thinning the deck is bad. This is negative percentage here. Okay, Peels. It's not a land, it's a second
Looks like
Titan.
another Titan,
That's a second Titan, folks. And it's time for Vale to get busy with some rumbling with this Tarmogoyf. Goyf rumbling for at least 4, I believe. Maybe only 3, actually.
It's
There's
only
a land, a sorcery, yeah.
Yeah.
Land, sorcery. Is that actually... Are there even instants yet?
No, no instance played yet.
So is it actually just a 2/3?
No, there's land. Oh yeah, yeah, just 2.
Yeah, because Goyf got exiled, so this is actually pathetic Tarmogoyf. It's a really weak man.
Yeah.
A weak Lurgoyf. Boom! To you. Rumble.
Tarmogoyf is not what it used to be.
No.
Especially in this position.
No. This ain't great. We need something sweet. Just another Lurgoyf.
Oh, another 2/3.
All right, well...
That's going to help.
Vale deploying a lot of threats, at least.
Yeah.
Even though they're not big. Oh, what did Mason... All right, that's a...
Search. Oh no.
Oh.
Dryad.
Oh, but that's going to make Titan disgusting. As if it wouldn't have been good already, because it can just go get 2 Valakuts, which will then deal 6 each.
Okay. How many cards is in Vale's hand? Did Vale go Hellbent on us?
I don't know how
I
many
believe
cards
Vale is Hellbent.
Vale, no cards in hand.
Okay. That's relevant.
Mason in really good shape here then. All he needs is a land. Any non-Valakut land will essentially win the game. Because it's going to be a board wipe.
Oh no, Vale doesn't have cards.
Oh, he had his cards on the side. Okay.
He just has his cards to the side.
Yeah. Vale's got, it looks like at least 2 in hand at the moment before the draw.
Okay, let's see what Vale could do. Needs to answer this Dryad because the land would just like.
Yep, there's Fiery Justice.
And you said that does 5 damage?
Deals 5 damage divided as you choose to any targets, and then your opponent gains 5 life.
That's kind of cool.
Those points are now 5/6s though.
Oh, buddy, because you're right. There's an enchantment, a creature, and an instant in yard now. So all of a sudden, things have
This is an
gotten
attack for
really
13.
bad. Mason's just dead. Mason is not going to be able to defend himself, even with a Titan here. No idea what he could draw. No, this isn't it. Whatever it was, it's a.
Is it another one?
I don't know. It's not going to matter.
No, I think it might be another Dryad here.
It might be. Mason is at less than. Well, I guess Mason did gain 5, so maybe I wasn't.
No, it was
Oh,
the
no.
4 went to the Dryad,
Surge.
1 went to Mason. Or yeah,
Yeah.
he would have gained 5. No, I
Either
don't know.
way,
My
I don't
search for
remember.
it. My search is not going to do it.
yeah, I don't even understand why we're still playing this game. We should really just concede and move to the next one. This is what we call garbage time. Just make your opponent untap and attack you for lethal with nothing in hand. Anyway, so
And the
Mason
thought
gonna-
process of a lot of new players is they're like, well, I can get more information. Vale doesn't need to do anything, He just needs to turn his card
yeah, that's
sideways.
that's the problem here. Is there's no information to gain because you just go to combat and kill him. But
Yeah.
I get it. Either way, yeah, they'll just looking at the hand there. Oh, dashing a monkey too. I like it. Might as well. Okay, so Mason did get a little information.
Well, I
If he
think
has
they
to
had
play-
the Goy die on the wrong number. I think they were failing to
Oh.
count enchantment on the Dryad.
Oh, so people were messing. I see. I see. That makes sense.
Because I believe Mason should have been an 8.
That makes sense as well. Okay. Well, either way, Mason down a game here.
Yeah, I think
Fell-
that fetch was a very costly
It was not
mistake.
good. It was not good. We'll never know. We'll never know,
Obviously, it's
but
not 100%,
it's
but
a-
I do think that like lowering your percentage
Yeah,
is
yeah. You do it by like 1% approximately per draw, and it adds up as you go. But yeah, no, I mean any percentage that you can gain for yourself, you should try doing that.
Oh yeah,
Mason
those are the
did not
kind of
do
things you got to think about. I play, like I said, I play a lot of scape shift.
that. Yeah.
I remember when you
Same
you
thing
just
comes
gotta
up
value
in,
your fetches,
Same
man.
thing comes up in burn too. When is it correct to like thin for that very marginal percentage, or when is it right to
Yeah, because
hold a
with-
fetch for blaze?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I was gonna say. Searing Blaze makes the burn
Math,
like
yeah.
yeah.
So a lot of times it's correct if you want to thin your deck on burn. If you're coming down to that final draw step, you do the upkeep fetch because
Yep.
that's perfect. It thins
Exactly.
your deck and it still triggers blaze,
Yep.
which is the
And your
classic.
opponents will forget about it a lot of time too.
Yeah. Yep. But so Vale up a game here. It's a really cool Naya deck. It looks. I mean, we got a Naya mirror really because Mason's on Naya shift, which is actually probably a good call. I think Scape Shift adding Prismatic Ending is probably just a really really smart decision. I think
card's
it
just
makes
so
that-
good.
It's I think it's possibly the best removal spell like ever printed. Like it's that good.
It's
just so
definitely in the arguments.
yeah. The only, I mean, obviously it misses a few relevant things. Murktide being like the biggest thing it misses, but it hits pretty much everything else.
It
fact
misses
that it's-
Thought Monitor as well, guys. Let's not forget that.
Sure, you're right. Ginger Brute.
Yes, it does miss your tutu.
But it's kind of a 1 mana 2/2, so
Yeah, come on.
embarrassing for
It
Prismatic
misses
Ending
my
not
4
to
it misses my
one.
0 mana 4/4 as well.
It does.
I don't
Too
know.
OP.
You don't. I don't. I forget you played Thought Monitor. I didn't see it when you played up against Belcher yesterday.
Yeah, it's true. True.
Didn't quite have time to get to that one,
It's true, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
unfortunately.
Belcher does what Belcher does.
Just remember, we're here for support.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, these guys are shuffling it up here. Mason, a fellow Swish member. We'll see if he can pull it around.
Can I get over the long shuffling from Jeremy, by the way?
That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
It was awesome.
Long shuffling.
He shuffled for a really long time, man. It was
He
funny.
always does.
Okay, fair enough. I
He's
didn't
a
know that.
methodical player.
That's fair, man.
Playing Legacy, he was on Legacy 4-color control. And it was, he shuffled a great many times with that deck.
That sounds really rough. That's not a deck I want to lose time shuffling.
Which one?
The freaking control deck in Legacy. It's like the worst deck to lose time to shuffling. All right, so the players Looks like Mason has Mason already drawn his 7. It looks like he has. Is Vale taking a mulligan here, or is he just still shuffling? Still shuffling, I think, but I didn't realize Vale's alert. Is he a Luris deck this week? Is that a Luris? It is. So this is actually a new innovation from Vale because the last few weeks he's been playing Solitude. So Vale's gone away from Solitude and has gone to Luris.
Well, I think he sided into the Luris.
Oh, so the Solitudes. Wow, that is really neat. So he boards into a companion when the Solitudes are not good.
Well, it's similar to the Obosh deck where a lot of times it'll sideboard out of Obosh.
Yeah, although I will say, I guess maybe you just
It's kind of like Boggles, right? Remember
Yeah.
when you don't need the Leyline tank to these, you
Yeah.
can have the Lures as your backup plan.
Yeah.
Remember, I was doing that in the energy event when I played the main board Leylines, and then post board I'd bring Lures in.
Yeah, very true. Okay,
I like it.
there's a monkey. Mason, no answer. Oh,
Well, that's
It's actually one of the better cards that Mason wants off the top of his deck.
I was
Reason
gonna.
being is the shift deck. First of all, this is a very undisciplined fetch as well. But the shift deck wants as many lands in the deck as possible. So Ragavan stripping it off its mountains is actually pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a Scapeship player, you're keeping like continuous track of how many mountains, how many red swords you have. Obviously, Dryad makes it a little bit different now because that gets you a nice little escape route.
Yep.
But typically, you want to keep track of how many mounts because if you don't have the Dryad, you want to know if you're actually going to be able to combo off effectively.
Yep.
I will say, if Mason does watch the replay on this game, I hope he does take note on the fact he's losing a lot of value off these fetch lands.
Clothis will be pretty good.
Yeah, Kloth is quite good, especially up against the opposing lures. It's probably going to be eating a bobble next turn.
And worth noting, there is a land in Mason's graveyard, so the turn where he wants the extra mana to Titan, he'll have that.
Exactly. Just going to be a really good answer to that. Goyf, we're going to be seeing some weak Goyfs if he can keep the Kloths doing this thing.
Exactly.
We're going to take... Okay, he didn't tap the Sunbank.
Kavu Predator. There it is. Yep.
Mason's got to read that one. That's a reader.
What's that one do
Oh,
again?
I'd have to read it too. I don't actually know what the card says.
Worth noting that there is a Grove of the Burn Willows in place. So Vale's going to tap that to give Mason a life and put a counter on this Predator immediately. And dash the monkey.
That also is... Ooh, that's not good.
There goes the mountain.
There goes the mountain.
Was that a Cinder Glade?
It was.
That Kavu Predator also makes the Clothis actually pretty awkward.
Yep, because you gain life off the Clothis, so that's going to put 2 counters on the Kavu Predator every time. Oh, boy. Oh, and I think Mason just missed a trigger there. Okay, he is going to do it. Deal 2 to you and gain 2, so Predator's a 5/5 now, folks. Mason has a breach. Mason should eat the land. Yep, and he figured it out. He's going to breach a Titan, and this game might just be over. Where's the land? He's got a land. I know he does. I've seen it. There it is. Shot. Yeah, it's time to through the breach Titan, baby. Through the breach Titan. You'll get some mountains. Attack. Go to Valkut in a mountain. Kill this Kavu. Kill it. I mean, this is... Wait, what? What? Wasn't there a breach? I thought there was a breach in a Titan. There is. What the heck just happened? Mason, what are you doing, man?
Still doesn't want mana floating.
I'm really confused as to. Now he doesn't have that. He used the mana floating to pay for the Sentinel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess the argument is Mason wants the breach to just be lethal and didn't want to do it before it was lethal.
Look back and look at your phone. He doesn't have Titan.
I see. There's no Titan in his hand. I was confused. Oh,
Steven over here being Steven, guys.
Yep.
Never change. Never change.
look, man, it looked like there was a Titan in his hand. That's all I'm saying.
he's gonna take one here.
I think he's getting rid of this Clothis.
Yep, prismatic ending.
That card presents too much shenanigans.
Yeah, with a fetch in play especially, like fetch and then upkeep.
Yeah, we don't need Mason going to 6 mana without having the land.
Yep.
I bet you now Mason will draw that Titan you keep talking about.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. That would be lethal.
Except a very undisciplined fetch again.
I will say maybe the fetches right now might be okay because you need to draw a Titan. If you don't Titan, the game's over, so who cares? This is a spot where I think the small marginal percentage is fine because if you draw a land, it's terrible.
Well, not
And if you
necessarily,
draw a
Steven.
Titan,
Not
you can-
necessarily. If he draws Scape Shift,
He
that
has one.
fetch.
He can. He has
Okay,
one
then
in
he
hand.
should have been going for a forest.
Ah, that makes sense. What is this? Is that another
It's an
explorer?
Explorer.
And he missed a land. So yeah, I mean, if he needed land, oh wait, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's gonna play that, and that should,
That's shift lethal.
yeah. You're right. It is shift lethal. That's what he's
7
doing.
lands.
Escape shift. I'd like to kill you now, please. 18 you? Yep, and
Yep,
Vale picks
pick
him
up
up.
the
So
cards.
we're going to game 3.
I still always make the Scape Shift player show me the lands. The number of times I've actually want to get Scape Shift because they just didn't have the 18. It's a non-zero number.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've definitely have known I've had not enough mounds in my deck, and I've just cast escape shit to get my opponents to concede.
Yeah, because I mean, really, you know,
It's like
I keep
combo
st-
decks,
I keep
right?
saying,
Make them at least go with
you know,
once.
these are undisciplined fetches, but they really are. The Scape Shift deck should not be cracking its fetches unless it absolutely needs the mana.
Right. Yep.
Because realistically, you get high enough if you get 7 lands, you can just sacrifice your fetch lands.
Especially
the
with
Scape
Dryad. Especially with Dryad in the deck, too, because if
Yeah.
you leave fetches in play and you have a Valakut and you draw Dryad, all of a sudden well, I guess that only includes new fetches you play. But either way, you can definitely get some upside from not fetching some of the time. For sure.
Yeah,
we'll
Giant
see.
just makes things so much different than they used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't got to touch the escape ship deck since Dryad. I briefly was going to play it once when our buddy Darnell was going to lend me the Bring the Light escape ship deck. I got to play a couple test matches up against Daniel Warren, another teammate of ours, and the Dryad was sweet from the little bit of testing I, but I haven't got to actually jam it in an event like this or on Modal yet.
Scape Shift is a...
I might have to dedicate a league night to playing me some different Scape Ship variants because I'm a big fan of that archetype.
That's fair.
Dewey's another fan of the archetype as well.
That's fair. I find the archetype super boring.
Oh,
it's a good deck, but it bores me a lot.
Oh, I never get bored from winning.
That's fair.
I only get bored playing the deck if it ain't good.
That's fair.
But I always play the Bring the Light version, which is a little bit different.
It's a lot different, and
yeah, I like
that one's not boring.
Yeah, that's the one I typically go to. I've never been
Yeah.
a big fan of like straight red green.
I mean, straight red green is just very.
It's good. It knows what it's doing.
Exactly.
It's like Tron. It knows what it has a game plan.
It's pretty boring in my opinion.
To everyone's own, as they say.
Yep. It's just not a deck where you get to make a million decisions. You know, very few decision points. You just need to kind of.
Does Vale play Borrowstrom in here?
He does. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This deck is just he's winning the matchup on creativity aspect. 100%.
One of the things Vale's deck does is it makes a giant Kavu Predator and then it double strikes it.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of like a Teamer Battle Rage.
Yep.
If you will.
Because Borrowstrom, and it also randomly kill your opponent when they're at 4.
Yep, and it can also randomly
Protect
save,
something.
Yep, exactly.
Protect the Predator.
Blow out Supreme Verdicts and things. I was very worried about Borrowstrom last week when I was playing Blue-White Control against him. Always had to have it in mind. All right, so there is a Kavu in play now, and does Mason have an answer to this? Gonna need one. Gonna need one. Mason exploring, putting a Valakut in. I like it. Accelerate some mana here. All right, there's a Grove of the Burnwillows. It's going to put at least a counter on this Kavu. You gain a life. Yeah. Have a life away. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Fiery
Oh
Justice. in your face.
man,
Well, then go upstairs.
At 10, any target. So now this
it's a
Kavu
break even on the first turn,
But now next turn with that Boros Charm, this is
Oh, yeah.
18 damage.
Oh,
next
so
turn.
yeah, you deal them 5, they gain 5. But your Kavu does it get a counter for every gain?
Yes.
Source of
Yep.
life gain?
Every life gain. Yeah.
Card's messed up.
It is messed up. It is
don't know what
indeed messed up.
now this is when Mason needs to use that white and deflecting palm his opponent.
Or does Prismatic Ending will do.
Oh my
fine.
god, a deflecting palm will make me so happy.
Yeah, that ain't it. Vale's gonna win this, folks. So Vale is gonna move to 2-1.
That's a sweet deck, though.
There it is. Yeah, no, it's very, very cool.
That's a sweet
Very,
pile of
very
magic
cool.
cards.
It is.
Yeah, that deck is. No, that's a stream deck right there.
is.
That sounds like fun.
Now, can we get back to this deflecting palm nonsense on that thing, though? That'd be hilarious.
It would be. It would be.
You can't kick. No, I think Vale's deck is super cool.
It is.
Not the deteriorate from that. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mason, unfortunately, going to be dead for prize now. The 1-2 night with the Naya shift. The Swish team member has fallen here in round 3, but maybe we will get another Swish member on for the last round coming up in round 4.
Or maybe we just don't have anybody that's pricing. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Maybe. Oh, by the way, Sean did say tonight anyone who's 3-1 or 4-0 is going to prize. So that's. I think
I'm
he's
glad that
trying
we're
it.
adjusting it.
He's trying it this week and seeing how people like it, and if people
Yeah, it should
continue to
definitely-
like it, which I think they will.
Yeah, with that
that's
being
what we're gonna
said,
keep doing.
I think any tournament that you have to cap the rounds because of time constraints, obviously it's a weeknight. You should just be paying out the record because there's a lot of sad feelings when you go 3-1, for example, and you're the only one that doesn't prize because you're right outside.
I've been there. Noah Heisen
I
has
have.
been there. You've been there. It's a really stupid. It's a bad
I've
system.
never been there.
Have you actually never been there, or are you trolling?
No, I've totally been there.
Okay, yeah. And the thing about it is, I mean, it's a frickin' FNM. You shouldn't have to do better than 75.
It's not Friday.
Sure, it's an M&M.
There we go.
It's an
I haven't
M&M.
ate today. That makes me kind of
I know.
hungry.
I bet it does. It's an M&M. But anyway, 75% at a local store event and then not prizing is kind of insane. So
I agree.
I like the adjustment as well. But that's going to do it, I think, for this round. Everybody will hopefully have the next round up in about 20 minutes or so, and we hope to see you there.
Yep. See you soon.
target. Well, you got that. Come on. Over here. So it looks like we got Zoomer playing against Unknown. Alright, so it's Chris Casper versus Garrett. Ooh, a little Soul Flare action versus Reanimator. So the Reanimator deck focused on getting cards out of the graveyard to make it like to play one really big creature. The Soul Flare deck, kind of the exact opposite. It's kind of an interesting deck. Wants to put creatures in the graveyard to make one creature super good. And Garrett's been he's been really hyping this deck up lately. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to be doing with this. I know he did not do well yesterday, but it's his time to shine today. And Casper actually been playing the Reanimator deck for quite some time now. Really enjoys it. And I think overall, I think Reanimator's favored in here. I think the uh the oh, I forget the creature's name. The new one from Outer Horizons, the big boy. He can kind of negate the whole Soul Flare strategy. I think we're going to 6 with Casper. He doesn't really need to find a really good 6. He just needs to find a way to get the the black flying Titan thing back from the yard. Um, I think Sarah's Avatar. I think Garrett has ways to beat a Sarah's Avatar. I don't think he will has a possible way to beat that flying Titan thing. I think it just produces too much value. But I'm not 100% sure of his main deck. I only took a glance at it. I think Sarah's Avatar would be pretty darn good if it did hit play though. I don't think there's any question about that. Oh, Chris is going to 4. Yeah, thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. I still think Casper really doesn't need his 4 could be land, uh, persist, and unmarked grave. Sarah's Emissary, yes, you're correct, Danny. Yep, that is the white Titan thing. Or white super protection thing. Alright, deciding. Can't really see what's in his hand, but at 4, I don't think Casper is much of a choice on whether he can mulligan again or not. This deck can mulligan very aggressively. So I saw a second land in his hand. And Garrett did the classic when he's on the draw. Draw, go to cleanup step, discard Stinkweed Imp. The Stinkweed Imp's hoping to hit 5 ridiculously good creatures. And let's see if Casper can find somebody to put Archetype of, I think it's Archetype of Cruelty. Something like that. In the yard. Oh, there's the land. Nope. Okay, doesn't have it. and didn't really recognize any of those cards into the Soul Flare yard except for the, I believe it's an Assassin's Trophy. So that is one answer to Sarah's Emissary in the main board gone. I'd be curious to know what the blue is in for the Esper Reanimator deck. Oh, it could be a Faithful Mending, perhaps? Yeah, yep, Danny agrees. Danny agrees. It's a good one. Definitely above average in this deck. It's a Thought Scour. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we fire this off now. Bam, Thought Scour himself. Or just consider. Okay. Art looks very similar. What's he think? What's he think? Bam, nope. That's an unmarked grave. So does that mean he has a way to put a creature in a yard already? So we got perfect mana for this Reanimator deck at this point. He does have a card to reanimate in hand. Oh, he has an unmarked grave in hand. Excuse me. Okay. Casper's keeping his cards pretty close to the vest, so Danny's got my back on shot calling these cards. I appreciate that. And this could be a possible Soul Flare for Garrett. Ooh, that's the big one you wanted to hit. That's a Zatalpa. I believe it's Zatalpa Primal Calamity, if I remember the full name of the card. Yeah, something like that. Definitely, Danny. Something like that. But that's the big card that Soul Flare wants to hit. There's other cards that want to get, he wants to get Hexproof, but the big one is that Zatalpa. That Zatalpa will allow him to really close the game out fast. But again, he has to be conscientious that he is playing against a Reanimator deck, and I'm not sure what that card is. Maybe Danny can get some clarification for me. I'm not entirely certain about all these. Oh, Primal Dawn for the Zatalpa, you're right. But I'm not entirely sure what that card is that Garrett just played. Like I said, Soulfire deck plays a lot of really... Oh, Banehound. I'm not even sure. Oh, just a Lifelink Haster. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Ooh, this Liliana's quite good for Garrett. And that was a discarded Sarah's Emissary, I believe. Okay, a little Lifelink action, bang. That looks like a Prismatic Ending. Oh, and here's the namesake of the deck. Okay, so this is a Talpa. Is there any other creatures he needs to give actual ability text to? I'm not sure what that other card he exiled is. I'm sure it's something that gives him haste. Yep. Okay, and Casper's packing it in. Yeah, unfortunate mulligan to 4. I mean, of course, he just didn't find any of the reanimate cards. It happens sometimes. There's not actually that many in the modern format, so you gotta value those pretty highly. Whereas in Legacy, there's about, half a dozen or so that are pretty decent. Oh, that second creature. I've never actually heard of that. Crag Plate Baloth. It looks like it gave it hexproof and haste. So that's where he's getting the hexproof from. Traditionally, they used to use Sylvan Caryatid, which is an interesting option because it actually, fact about the Soul Flare is it doesn't gain any ability from all creatures. It only gains select abilities, and Defender is not one of them. So you could eat a Sylvan Caryatid and have it be able to still attack. All right, and what I believe what Casper has the white in his sideboard, so he can sideboard a couple things. Oh, Pioneer Flare was the one that used Carriad. You're absolutely right, Danny. I'm probably a little off base. Oh, the Pioneer one hasn't been a real deck for a while. Well, the Soul Flare is a cool card. Never really saw the amount of play that you kind of wish it could have. Ooh, I just saw a peek out of Garrett's sideboard. He's bringing in some Leyline of the Voids. That will be absolutely devastating to Chris. I don't think he has an actual out to the Leyline. I really, because a lot of these decks are actually trimming like disenchant style hex because they're relying on the versatility of Prismatic Ending, which Prismatic Ending difficult to get it to remove any of these 4 CMC cards. 3 CMC is doable, but 4 you really got to be messing your mana base up quite a bit in order to be getting access to that. I suppose you could use the Sultai land, Sultai Triome, but I don't think that's where you really want to be with the mana base. And I think Garrett is mulliganing here, maybe not because his hand was bad, but because he's actually looking for the Leyline of the Void. Just close out the game. And then if he plays that, then next thing you know, Chris has to actually play the game in the fair way. And none of his cards are really easy to cast. Yeah, for sure. And Garrett also wants to be an AB deck. So he is looking for either part of the combo or he's looking for a Leyline of the Void. Oh, I see a Soul Flare in his hand. I see a Gather the Pack. I don't see any lands though. All right, he's going to 5. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Really, I would say I think Garrett's deck mulligan's a little bit better than Casper's. Gather the Pack is a heck of a card. For those who played Pioneer quite a bit, it kind of has a similar strategy to getting cards in his graveyard that oh gosh, the Dredgeless Dredge deck did, or as really affectionately called it, Kitty Cat Dredge, because I used the Oven Cat Oven combo in conjunction with the Dredgeless Dredge cards, and then you get to Eldrazi hoof people. And it looks like we're gonna get Larry in here and Steven in here the last little bit. Sorry, I'm not the best commentator by myself. I apologize. I don't even know if I am a good commentator, but a lot of dead air. But hopefully I give you some good quality insight to what I think. And it looks like Garrett's keeping a 5-lander. Doesn't have the Leyline of the Void. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. He actually can cast it. And that's a grief. All right. And gotta appreciate Chris Casper's deck. I believe that is a Seachrome Coast. It looks like a Seachrome Coast. That might be the only non-foil in his deck. Chris has a beautiful collection of Magic cards. Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's hand white bordered. What a monster! I don't know what that card was. Oh, a second consider. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is a arena promo. Urza Saga Island, I believe. You know, for all we know, that might be a foil Whiteboard to Chrome Coast, and that might be the biggest atrocity because those cards, you know, a little bit getting a little bit more expensive nowadays, and to just whiteboarder that thing, whew. Yeah, only imagine if that thing was foil, Danny. Oh my gosh. Now, Garrett had a pretty good gather of the pack there. He did hit a couple Zatalpas. So, ooh, he did draw the Leyline of the Void. So hitting land 4. Ooh, yep, hitting land 4. Ooh, cycling up, hit another Leyline. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, got the Leyline of the Void. If he hits land 4 and is able to cast it, he can pretty efficiently clean this game up, in my opinion. Alright. It looks like Garrett also has Stinkweed Imp in hand. And, you know, quite frankly, that's not a bad card just to cast. So we got,
Oh, can you hear us?
yep.
Oh, we're here, guys.
We're back.
All right.
So Garrett got game 1. Chris was on a mold of 5. It was pretty brutal.
And Garrett had every keyword known
Yep,
to
and
Magic's history.
Garrett showed off the Soul Flayer surprise. Now can Chris get some sweet creatures into play? Some reanimator action going on.
We got 2 cool decks at least up against.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Both dealing with their graveyard in a way.
Yep. Creature graveyard based strategies.
One's pulling stuff out the graveyard, where the other is just trying to exile them creatures and give their big soul players some cool techniques.
Yep, absolutely. Surprise. Oh, what's this here? Persist.
Okay. Yep. Reanimate something, give a negative counter.
Yep. Okay. There that comes. Trigger. Gain 3, draw a card. Deal 3. Opponent discards. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Card's really cool. Archon of Cruelty, I believe it's called.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. All right. Garrett's gonna need some Liliana action or something to get that off the board. A removal spell or something. I don't know. Is he dredging? Looks like he's dredging. There's a dredge. He's dredged. I think there's also a Soul Flayer in hand. Oh yeah, here it comes, folks.
Oh, daddy.
Surprise. Maybe. Not 3 mana? Oh, just casting Stinkweed? That's not good. That's not what Soul Flayer
casting the Soul Flayer doesn't do anything.
Didn't it wouldn't have had haste? Is there no Zapalta?
The Archon of Calamity would kill it.
Archon would edict it, wouldn't it? That's true. Yep.
But the Stinkweed does go back in the graveyard at least. Look at the positives.
That's true. It's not nothing. Chris is kind of just taking over now. Not a good spot for the Soul Flayer surprise. Soul Flayer special. We might be going to a game 3.
The big thing is that Garrett, if he can't get 2 creatures in play, one of them being a Stinkweed Imp, or if he doesn't top deck the Liliana Veil to edict him, I would have conceded before showing him that.
Yeah, they were talking about ley lines before this game even happened, so Chris is aware that Garrett has ley lines, I guess. So if that's, but I agree. Typically, you would just concede there and not show off your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose would also cast Thoughtseize for information. But here we go, game 3. Which graveyard deck's gonna get it done?
Get her doing.
My vote is Esper Reanimator.
No, I'm on Team Soul Flayer. I'm here for the cool.
Oh, I would like Soul Flayer to win. I just think Esper Reanimator is the better deck. We'll see.
When they were sideboarding for game 2, I was mentioning that Chris doesn't really have any way to remove a Leyline of the Void.
That is true. Teferi bounce. And Prismatic Ending, technically. Although, is he just on the 3-color build?
He's on 3.
Okay, he's not doing the Spiring Spike Wandering Mind special?
Yeah, and
I'm not
really
sure.
For Garrett, man. Garrett's a good buddy of ours. He's unemployed. He needs to take this Soul Flayer to prominence today.
Thank you for that, Larry.
He's unemployed. He needs the store credit. Oh, brother.
Garrett is making Soul Flayer great again.
Again, making Soul Flayer great again.
It was good
Yeah.
in Pioneer for a hot second.
It was pretty good in Pioneer for a minute. That is
Pioneer
true.
Modern's like the same format, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like Historic and Pioneer are essentially the same format, and you know, Legacy and Vintage are essentially the same format. And anyway, here we go. Players
Mac Jones
looking.
with a 90-yard touchdown pass. All right. Andrew's looking through his cards to build Soul Flayer as we speak.
Uh-huh.
No, that ain't me, man. No, I was mentioning that I was mentioning in Pioneer. No. Remember, if you recall, in Pioneer, I played a deck very similar to the Soul Flayer deck. I played Kitty Cat Dredge.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He did well with it.
I inspired Ray Perez to almost buy the cards.
No,
Almost buy the cards.
I see.
Hey, that's a bit of a
copied
stretch.
a lot of events that only 8 players showed up to play in.
No, remember that? No, we played that Kitty Cat Dredge at the NRG Championship.
Oh, you're right.
I do
brought it
remember
there.
that.
I also got top 8 of the multiple 1Ks that Perfect Storm did with Pioneer.
I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you accidentally got the Impossible Burger that day.
Dude, that burger is lit. Let's not like down that burger, okay?
I'm glad it was good, and it looks like there's a ley line here for Garrett. So
Yeah. Garrett's like, this game, you want to pick up your cards now? Hey,
Chris
is like, nah, we got this.
Chris is like, don't worry, I got
Yeah, Danny, that Kitty Cat Dredge deck was sweet.
Okay,
Anybody who says otherwise,
hand hate spell incoming.
wrong.
Garrett said that there's only one trash can for me.
Hand hate spell incoming. What's it going to be? Thoughtseize? You thought seizing here, Chris? Passing? What's going on? What's up here? What is up here? What are they? Huh.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't either. Danny might have to. Well, it's awkward for Danny to give us confirmation now because we're on the phone. What is this? Oh, grief. Is he gonna ephemerate? Oh. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So looks like there was confusion whether or not Garrett mulliganed or not.
Garrett did mulligan. He put a card to the bottom.
But he wasn't supposed to, I believe, is what happened. So then he put the card from the bottom back into his hand.
Oh.
And then Chris
okay.
did all the stuff here.
Yep.
Huh. Awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. Very awkward.
Yeah.
I actually had a guy do that against me at the NRG. He tried mulliganing when he didn't need to mulligan.
Yeah.
Here's some sweet gather of the pack.
Yeah, and he just chooses to put none of them in hand, I assume. Yep.
Yep, sounds about right. That card seems really good in the deck, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, it's been played in the Pioneer version as well.
Yep. Oh, we got to take the Lily, I assume. But really, taking the, I don't like that. I don't really care what we have. I mean, maybe he has the 3 minutes fairy and just wants to be able to bounce this ley line. Oh, that was a pretty good draw from Garrett. Oh wow, Chris missed his second land, man. This is bad news for Chris. I can't believe he kept this hand. I guess he did it just based on the grief. Good grief. I am so confused why this Liliana did not get taken, by the way, because Liliana, as soon as Garrett hits a land, he just edicts the grief, and Chris has nothing. Whereas Chris could have just left Garrett with hand hate and just said, well, I got to ride the grief to victory, which is why he kept his hand to begin with.
Looks like he accidentally put it on burial raised to play instead of the land.
He put, and there he puts it, oopsie choopsie, as
it is a little bit late at night. Players are playing a little bit sloppier. It happens.
Yep. And as soon as Garrett hits a land, this is bad news. All right, he missed. So Chris just, he's on 2 ley lines.
Double ley lines, okay.
Awkward. Classic ley lines. All right, 3. Garrett Come on, that unemployment ain't gonna pay for itself. Gotta get the store credit, man. Oh boy. And so Chris not taking the ley line, or not, excuse me, not taking the the Liliana might not punish him the
Yeah,
way
he's not
things are
getting
going.
punished for it, for sure.
No, not yet. Although, as soon as Garrett hits anything, he will.
To
Okay.
land. Okay.
It does look like a land. Okay. There's that. Man, Garrett just needs a
Land.
land. Please,
Miracle.
land.
Just
Please, Garrett.
miracle.
That's it. Oh my god. Oh, it's a 1/1 haste lifelinker. That's huge. It's
Bang.
gonna swing the race. We needed that. We needed the little haste lifelink 1-drop. I don't even know the name of this card. It's a
Chainhound or something like
it's
that.
something stupid. Yeah, this card's legal on Arena, folks. You can play this in Historic if you want to.
That's good keywords for this deck, though.
It sure does. Yeah, it does. Haste lifelink's great.
I think this is time for a second grief.
It might be. Yep, I think you're right.
Bang.
Uh-oh. I guess you take a ley line. I mean, you're not taking. Oh no,
No, you
you
take
take
the Lily.
You take Lily. I forgot
You
about
snap
the
off
Lily.
the Lily.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett, what he's going to do is he's just praying a miracle of Soul Flare off the top.
Yep.
Bang.
Oh no. Oh no. So we
He's
just
got
got
to
suicide.
attack for the one.
Got
Yep.
a suicide, and then you got to peel the Soul Flare.
Now, if he
peels
peels Soul Flare, the game he's still in the game if he peels Soul Flare.
Yeah. In fact, I would wager that he may even be ahead.
Actually, that might have been a huge misplay by Casper.
Yeah. Oh,
He
block.
should.
Yeah, because giving Soul Flare haste and lifelink is a disaster. All right. Come on, Garrett.
One
Need
time.
the top deck
Miracle.
here, baby. Top deck. Top deck. Top deck hero. All right. That's a faithless. Yep.
Faithful Mending. Okay.
Oh, faithful. That's right. You're faithful on that one, not faithless. Okay. Garrett needs a big money rip right now. Big money.
Miracle.
Miracle Soul Flare. Surprise! It doesn't look like a happy Garrett. I don't think he's cashing anything today. No, it's another one of those. That ain't it.
Bang.
Won you. It's over, folks. Chris Casper moves on to 3-1. Garrett Ream gets beaten.
He got reamed.
He did. He got reamed. Well, it was quite a match. It was a really interesting game 2 and 3 we got to watch here. Unfortunately, though, for Garrett, it's not going to get it done tonight. Soul Flare surprise, not
Yeah,
quite good enough.
that's kind of the awkward thing about having ley lines in your deck, right? Unless you have like a way to
Yep.
like discard them
Yep.
or draw cards to discard.
Absolutely.
They can kind of just clog up your hand.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what we just saw here. So, no question.
Well, we appreciate everyone for stopping through and watching some great Monday Night Modern.
We sure do. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Remember, you can check out our live streaming every day from 11 to 4 o'clock with myself, streaming all sorts of formats, and also streaming other games such as Pokemon.
Are you going to be losing in Pokemon tomorrow?
I'm going to be doing Pokemon, it sounds like, on Friday. Eli and I are finishing the race on Friday.
Are you going to Milwaukee this weekend?
Yeah.
What time are you leaving?
Afternoon.
Okay.
Yep. But, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We really appreciate you, and hope to see you in the near future on our other streams. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Danny for running a great stream as well.
Yep, and shout out to Danny for doing all the behind the scenes stuff with the managing the stream. Appreciate you, man. Until next time.